My name is Joshua Marble. I'm a project manager with Jacob's Ladder, and we're out here at Robert Fulton School doing a renovation, basically a 100-year paint job on the upper trim while the scaffolding is up for the roof replacement. This school was built in 1917, and it was a little over 1,000 students at the time. It's now being converted into apartments. Um, what we're doing is a 4-level application for painting. So we're grinding all the paint off that's existed for over 100 years down to the heart pine, which is the original wood that was used. We're doing a full prime coat, 2 top coats, and all the repairs to the wood in the process. But I'll take you around and we'll get a closer look at everything that we're doing. We're on the 2nd level and wanted to go over the tools we have in our job box on site. In order to get down that many layers of paint in a 100-year time span of application, we use different tools. One of those is a grinder. You can put an extensive amount of pressure or torque on this grinder and it will still spin and eat away at the paint. And we use a specific sandpaper grit for that application. This is a 40 grit sandpaper. It's attached with the Velcro backing, so it holds really firm when in use. When we're done sanding, there's imperfections in the wood that we're going to want to repair that is beyond what wood filler or vinyl spackle can do. So we take a piece of cardboard. We use this product called Flex Tech. We get a special caulk gun. It pushes through each component at the same time, so we get the right formula on the cardboard, and then we mix it up, and then we apply that with a putty knife. You get about 6 hours of use out of that mixture before it starts to harden. So it's really nice for molding profiles that you need to blend in so it looks seamless. This product can be sanded after 24 hours. Then you can prime and finish coat at the same time. So in between each piece of lumber, we're going to be caulking all the gaps, and we're in RVA in January, and the temperatures outside are in the teens at night, and for caulk to dry properly, it needs to have a quick dry process. So our caulk that we use is called 1050 QD. It's paintable within 30 minutes, but it still has the elastomeric qualities of a slower drying caulk. This has got a 50-year guarantee on its elastomeric qualities. Once the caulking is complete, we use this Sherwin Williams primer. This is a water-based primer, so it also has limitations on when it can be applied outside. This is an exterior wood primer specifically for penetrating new wood or wood that's been exposed with the grinding process that we're doing to take all the layers of paint off. Exterior wood primer versus multi-purpose primer. One dries slower, so the product that we're using dries a little bit slower so it can seep into the wood, but it still can be painted over within 4 hours. So then our top coat. This is the thickest paint on the market. It's called Duration, made by Sherwin Williams. It has a 40% solids per gallon, which is a very thick mill once it's dried. And this product can actually be applied down to 35 degrees. So if you're above 35, you're outside, and you've got 4 hours over that temperature once applied, it has enough time to dry and cure properly for a beautiful finish. And we're doing 2 coats of that for this 100-year paint job. So here I wanted to show you guys what the trim looked like before we started working on it. So these are all the different crown members, the rake members. The soffits are actually being pulled off-site, sanded down by being replaned and then attached with a back prime and a top prime coat. Our scope of work carries down to this member here on the gables, and then the layers down here all have to come off as well. So here we've completed the first prep phase. This section of crown, because it's angled, we're using a rotary sander, and it's a soft pad rotary sander, so it can flex with this curve. We've got palm sanders on all the smaller straight edges, and then this section here is where we're using the grinder to get down most of the layers of paint, and then to smooth it all out we're using a belt sander. Here's our next section after the sanding is complete. This has a full prime coat on it, that exterior wood primer we discussed. Here are some of our vinyl spackle final smoothing out imperfections that we see once the primer is applied. We still have caulking to do on all these gaps. And here is a joint that was too deep for caulk, and this is where we applied our Flex Tech. So this epoxy coating is not going to go anywhere. This is marine-based stuff. It's really good stuff. So here's our first final finish coat applied on our top member sections. From here down to here has our first final coat. So you can see everything's been sanded. We've got everything caulked. All the final blemishes have been taken care of. We've done our full prime coat, and now our full finish coat is applied. You can see the dramatic difference between phase 1 and phase 4.